Hello, Destiny Rose here, and we're going to talk about some pricing along with a couple of other things, but mainly try to focus on the pricing for your listing and getting a bottom line for your business. Okay, and then going from there as far as for getting a good price for your listing. Now, I created a video a week or two ago, and I didn't get my point across, so I'm recreating it to get my point across the best way I possibly can. My point being, people will pay for what they want. Okay, I'm going to give you a nice formula to get your base price to go off of for your listing on Airbnb or pretty much any platform that you need. We're going to get to that in just a minute. First of all, to make my point, I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of things. So we're going to follow Tiki here. Okay, Tiki is in Portland, Oregon. Okay, he's a 3-bedroom, 5-bed with a backyard, a garage, a fitness center. Let me show you Tiki here. Okay, this is what to do. Okay, as far as for a listing goes, this is the Tiki listing. Tiki themed backyard, classy and hip kitchen living. Okay, so he's got a nice title. He's got a nice pictures. He's got pictures of his fitness center, pictures of his backyard, pictures of his kitchen, bright, shiny pictures. Okay, so your bottom line when you're doing a listing, honestly, is to make someone want it. And this is a classic example of making somebody want it, okay? And my point being, bear with me, I am going to give you a formula to get a bottom line, okay? Price for your listing. But this actually makes someone want the listing, okay? And then you go to the pricing, okay? But you need to make them want it, because people will pay for what they want. And here's an example. I want a car that's going to get me down the road. And so I went out and I bought this car. It's an old beater. It was $900. It looks like an old beater, but it has a really strong motor, so I bought it. Now my friend went out and he wanted something that looked pretty. So he bought this Mercedes. It was a little expensive for him, but he wanted it because it was so pretty. And so what he did was he bought that shiny Mercedes for double what I paid for my strong motor. And I passed him on the road. He was broke down. He's got to dig deeper in his pockets to fix his motor, but he has a shiny paint job. So it reached out, it grabbed him, he dug deep, and he bought that car. Okay, I got what I wanted, a good motor, a good strong motor to run down the road with, and I dug in my pockets to get what I wanted. Okay, so people will pay for what they want. Okay, so a big thing on a listing is to make them want it. Okay, pricing comes in as well, but that's secondary. Okay, so that being said, let me show you a little kicker over here. In the Portland area, we have a listing, and this is what not to do. Okay, we're going to get to the pricing, trust me, but key thing is you got to make them want it. This is a listing for $999 a night. Okay, it's in the Portland, Salem area. All right, it has lots of nice art on the wall, right? Okay, so that might make an artist excited, except for it has 16 guests, 1 bed, and it's a studio. On top of that, okay, the nice art on the walls, okay, right? Except for the fact that, yeah, they got some coffee. That's kind of neat. But hey, check this out. They got some beer, some trash. They've got some shoes to trip over on the way inside. Okay. People will pay for what they want, but I wouldn't want this. So you have to make them want it. So it's messy. There's potato chip bags on the floor. So this is an example of what not to do. You want to clean your place up before you take a picture of it and put a $999 price tag on it. Okay, look at that. Isn't that cool? There's some beer bottles to go with the big TV and another trash bag in the chair. Okay, so this is an example of what not to do. But he's at $999 a night. So that's what he's asking. So my point is, don't feel bad about what you ask, because he's asking $999 for some beer bottles and trash in a one little studio with 16 guests. Okay, so that's what not to do. And Tiki theme is what to do. But Tiki over here, he shows up in the search at 233 to 229 because of my filter up here. Now bear with me because Airbnb's filters don't work. Their pricing one does, their other filter doesn't. Here's another thing with pricing. Everything I'm saying is having to do with pricing as well. You got to think about it. You're a salesperson, okay? A salesperson. You got to make them want it. That is a huge part of the whole pricing structure because pricing kind of is secondary to making them want it, okay? So you're in business as a salesperson. Okay, these filters over here for bathrooms and bedrooms, they don't tend to really work very well, so I don't bother with them too much. But over here, I've got a up in the pricing as well. For pricing is Instant Book. When I'm jotting around the Airbnb website, I'm going to get this nice little block pop-up that's going to say, click here for all instant books. So if you're not instant booking and you're not showing up that much, that could be why. Because the Airbnb website is, Airbnb itself is pushing Instant Book. And so they're doing nice little pop-ups that says click here for instant books. So if you're not Instant Book, you're not showing up as much because they're pushing Instant Book. Okay? So anyway, so we're gonna go down here. I'm gonna start at $70 and we're gonna follow Tiki, right? Okay, 72 is good. We're gonna go to about 260. So we're waiting for the Airbnb website to load here real quick. Let's see. We get it. I'm gonna get you that formula, folks, but I wanna show you the search. Okay, there's Tiki. Now 233 next to a 178. Okay, and he's down here next to a 152, a 174. We've got 3 beds, 4 beds, and some of these have more than one bathroom. Tiki's got 1 bathroom. You have to click on each one to find out though. So okay, so 4 beds, 202, 140. So Tiki might be saying, well, I am a little bit low priced for or a little bit high priced, right? Because I'm showing up at 233 and everyone else is pretty much lower than me on the front page. Okay. My theory, and it's true, I've been a salesperson for over 20 years. People will pay for what they want. Okay. Just remember that. That's my point. We'll get the bottom line going in just a second. All right. So now I'm going to run I'm going to go try to find my place in the marketplace here with my 3-bedroom, nice backyard, shiny place. I'm a super host, I work hard on this with my Tiki theme. So I'm going to from 230 to 394. Okay, so on the other end, where am I going to show up at? Okay, of this pricing, because people will they'll filter for prices. Okay, as well. So my price, okay, look at here, it's Tiki theme right up top. Isn't that sweet? Okay, right next to 348 because of that particular filter search. So now Tiki theme is the lowest one on the page price wise. Okay, there's a Craftsman for 276, 380 Nob Hill, 313 with 168 reviews. Wow. 258 with 122 reviews. Look at that. That is just totally awesome. Okay, so 247. So everything on this page, 350 for a guest house. Okay, everything on this page has, the majority of them have 2 less beds, and they're all priced between $300 and $400 for the most part on this page. So for this one, my Tiki theme is the lowest price on the page. Okay, so theories. Like I said, people will pay for what they want. Remember the artist studio? He only has 1 review, but he canceled, so that was it. So people don't really want that. So you got to make them want it. Like with Tiki theme, it's a sales thing. See the difference here? How bright that is? Your price comes in, but not as much as you might think, because if somebody wants it, they will pay for it. Okay, so let's go with a strategy on how to get a good price for your listing. You can filter and check out and see what's in the area for more monies. Okay, so that's 348. So he shows up nice. Okay, so in Portland, Oregon, let's go see what's going for a grand just for the fun of it. Okay, so we already did the $9.99 guy. He's gonna have to make people want his listing first. But anyway, we've got a 1556, 15 beds. Whoa. 1,095, 4 beds. It's an estate. Okay. And we've got $940 for 6 beds. This is really cool here. Okay. Kind of reminds me of the tiki theme, actually. Okay. And it's $940 a night. So where do I sit as being tiki? Do I sit on the lower end or do I sit on the higher end? Well, I have high-end beds. I can tell you this because I know the listing. I have high-end beds. I have a fireplace. I have a tiki-themed backyard. You know, I'm in a nice, quiet neighborhood. I'm right close to town. So everything in my listing is the higher end that you see in some of the higher priced places. And so I think I'm more on the higher end and actually have room to increase my prices. Okay. I could actually increase my prices for my listing so that I could show up more with the $300 and $400 guys a night. Okay, so I'm more on the higher end. All right, so let's take a peek at how to get this formula going to get a bottom line price to jump off of so that I can make some kind of a profit and still make people want my listing. People really like discounts, so remember that. So for Tiki Theme, let's just say, for instance, all of his expenses for the month for his place are $1,600. We're going to use the formula for import-export, like a department store uses. When they import things in, they add up all their expenses and then they times it by 300% and put it on the shelf. That's how come they can run a discount at 50% off, 75% off sales. Ever seen them at the store? 95% off closing. They're still getting 205% profit. Okay, so you take all your expenses, your rent, your mortgage, your trash, your water, your lights, your taxes, everything, and you add them up. Now let's say Tiki Theme has $1,600 a month in expenses. Now, just like that import-export formula for a product, he would times that by 300%. Okay, and don't forget the 3% that you're going to have to spend on Airbnb as well. Okay, so $4,800. That's what he's going to need per month. His expenses times 300%, $4,800. So take $4,800 and divide that by 31 days. Okay. At 100% occupancy, he needs $155 a night. Let's round it up. Okay. And that's to get the full 300% profit. But you do this so that you can run discounts and you still make your profit. Okay. And then you got to decide how much profit's enough profit as well. So in about 10 nights, he's made just about his entire expense back. Everything else is profit. So if he only has a 50% occupancy rate or a 75% occupancy rate, he's still making a fairly nice profit. Okay. So then he can take that price and move up as he gets reviews and things like that, add $10 a night. But, okay, so he's got the $155 a night to work with discounts as well. So, like say, for instance, people, you got to make them want it, so you give them the discounts. So what you do is you take $10 off a night for Sunday through Thursday, and that'd be $50. You take that and add $25 to Friday and $25 to Saturday night. So you got $145 during the week and $180 on the weekend nights. Boom. There's your bottom line base prices. You know, so if you take the $180 and you times that by 8 weekend nights, you've just about got your profit back already, right? And that's just for having weekends or your expenses back. Okay. So you need 10 to 11 nights to get all your expenses. So that's your bottom line price. Okay. So you start with that price, and then as you get reviews, you up your price. Okay. So basically, that's all you do. You take your expenses, you times them by 300%, and you use this as a jumping off point. You take that, divide it by 31, and you got your base nightly price to start with, $155. Okay? All right, so that's my point, and that's the formula to get your base price. Not what everybody else is doing, but what you have for your listing. And then you go from there and check out some different prices around the area and see where you sit. And just move your way up from there, and you'll be just fine. If you have any questions, just let me know, comment below, and I don't mind answering them. And I hope you have a really good rest of your day. Keep an eye out for Rockin' Airbnb. My website's coming up good and fast, and we're going to start getting some conversations going on in there and some good ideas for hosts and things like that. So keep an eye on Rockin' Airbnb, and I hope you guys have a really great rest of your day.